Today I'm going to show you how I built this weed puller. I made it extra heavy duty using 1/8 inch wall square tubing. All these other pieces are 1/4 inch. This is 3/16 tubing. It's quite substantial, and it has the ability to reach down and grab things like this, which have a bundle of roots, but it also has these sides that close flush. So you don't have to be very precise when you dig down, and you can grab stalks of things as well and just pull them out of the ground along with the roots. It was a really fun build, so let's get started. These would probably work as is, but they don't really need to be that wide. So I'm going to take out this center section. The new taper at the bottom created this rise in the middle, so I need to grind on this line to make the top flush so I can plate it. It's all tacked together, everything stayed in alignment, and I figured out a center line, and now I've got to drill the hole. Everything is tacked together, and I ended up making a couple adjustments to the geometry. It's not totally necessary, but I wanted these pieces to be level when the jaws are open, and I readjusted the upper tube to make it more vertical in the open position. Sometimes adjustments need to be made when your first prototype and your final product are the same thing. I'm repurposing this handle from another garden tool. It is 1.5 inches in diameter, which is perfect. And it's the only tool I had that actually attached to the handle with bolts, so I could still use it with the original attachment. Now the tubing I had fits pretty tight, but it's not perfect. You can see a little bit of movement. So I made this shim just in case, and I just made that from the center post from an old deck umbrella. So the next step is just a lot of finish grinding and welding. All these seams need to be welded, and parts like this, I can go ahead and radius those and trim off things like that. I'll check back in when that's done. Okay, the grinding's done, and this is what it looks like. The concept of this is you push it in the ground when it's open, and your foot can be pressed right there. And then when it's in the ground, if this is ground level, you would rock it to this side. It closes the jaws and also pivots out the weed. I mainly use this tool for pulling out things like this privet that's about 12 inches long, pulled up everything, including the roots. But it also works really well on these clump types of grass. And once you pull them out, you just kind of shake the dirt off and it fills back in the hole. It works well on these thorns too. Even though the roots are deeper on these, it grips so tight it can pull them right out. Yeah, these are not the types of things I really like pulling out by hand. I would say this has been a very successful build. I've been very impressed with the clamping force of these straight-sided jaws. Our yard has mostly these larger weeds with much deeper roots, and I feel like this design really excels at pulling those out. If you like this video, please consider clicking the thumbs up and subscribing. It doesn't cost you anything and it really helps out the channel. Thanks.